Thanks for joining us for another half hour of KGW News here on KGW Plus. I'm Christine Pitawanich. Our top story is the continuing impact of the bad weather this week. In West Lynn, a huge tree fell over on Willamette Falls Drive yesterday morning, knocking out the power for hundreds of people in that area. Thomas Schultz was there this morning and brings us the latest.
Wednesday morning here in West Lynn, you can see this huge tree now laid off to the side of the road. It actually fell yesterday, crossing the road and taking down power lines with it, knocking out power for around 300 people. It's not just West Lynn that had problems in this storm. Over in southeast Portland, Johnson Creek widened significantly with all the rainfall. Some people worried about possible flooding in their homes, so they went to Lentz Park to grab free sandbags that were being handed out. One man we spoke with said his basement had already started to flood.
It's overflowing on the driveway, it's in the yard, it's in our basement.
My mother has a driveway that goes down, and sometimes the drain doesn't work properly, and if it's a lot of rain, it takes a long time, so we don't need it going into the basement or nothing.
Sandbags will continue to be handed out in the Lentz Park area as well as Gabriel Park on the west side of Portland. Back out here in West Lynn, you can see Xfinity and CenturyLink crews are continuing to work on these power lines along the roadway here on 6th Street and Willamette Falls Drive. You can see those power lines continue to just be draped over the roadway, closing that road, so something that crews are trying to work through and make some progress on this morning. This is something they've been working on all morning long here in West Lynn and clearly are taking the initiative on. In West Lynn, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
And some of the worst remaining flood concerns are in Washington. The Cowlitz River in Lewis County is at major flood stage, triggering evacuations. Rescuers have helped dozens of people at a year-round campsite in Packwood. That's northeast of Mount St. Helens. The nearby community of Randall is also dealing with flooding issues. Some who live on higher ground have been helping those in need.
It come up faster than I've ever seen water come up. There's some little kids in there that were packing stuff out to the car, and the first trip there was no water, and the second trip he stepped into the water, and then I come down in there and we loaded him out and got him out of there.
Issues with flooding and debris have also caused partial closures along Highway 12. And in Skagit County, north of Seattle, the flooding Skagit River could force up to 75,000 people to evacuate. Here's Erica Wilkinson with that story.
Crews build a 4-foot berm on a low spot in this more than 100-year-old diking system that helps protect 100,000 people in the Skagit Valley. 1,200 tons of crushed rock spread as quickly as possible with the rain falling and the river rising.
It's very much a race against time. We've got about 1,000 feet, 1,200 feet to go here.
The Skagit River could see its highest levels in modern history, predicted to crest at 4 a.m. on Thursday in Concrete and in Mount Vernon at 4 a.m. Friday, both expected to set records by several feet.
I'm confident this will be either a record or near record flood.
Dike District 1 Commissioner Jason Vanderkoy is comfortable the system can handle the river at 38 feet, but this storm is pushing it to more than 41.
We can do all we can with sandbags and bring in the material, but you know, that when that river wants to do something, it's out of our control.
Just assure myself and everybody around me that, we'll do our best to make sure everything's okay.
Eric Wilkinson reporting there. And, wherever you are, if you encounter flooding, there are a few important things to keep in mind. First, stay out of the water. The National Weather Service says sewage or chemicals can contaminate floodwaters. There may also be sharp objects floating in the water, or the road may have collapsed underneath. Multnomah County recommends calling your insurance agent to file a claim if flooding has damaged your home. Keep the power off until an electrician has inspected your system, and remove anything that's wet from your home immediately to prevent mold from forming. For continuing coverage of the flooding and any lingering impacts from the weather this week, just text the word weather to 503-226-5088 and we'll send you a link to our coverage and any updates on KGW.com. Today, the city of Portland introduced a new city administrator to take over managing the city's $8.6 billion budget. City Council unanimously confirmed Raymond Lee III today as Portland's first long-term city administrator. He replaces Michael Jordan, who served in the short term after the city overhauled its form of government. Lee most recently served in the same role in Greeley, Colorado. Today, he talked about homelessness and the cost of living as two priority areas, as well as lowering the cost of housing. He also acknowledged the city will most likely have budget concerns in the years to come.
Tough decisions are going to have to be made as we go through this budget year and probably some future budgets as we look at the structural component of how we provide services as a community.
Lee's first day on the job will be December 29th. His starting salary, $370,000. Some students at Corbett High School walked out of class yesterday after sexually explicit AI-generated images of a student were reportedly shared online. A parent sent us these photos of the walkout, and the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office confirmed an investigation is underway. Students said they felt school administrators weren't handling the incident appropriately, but the Sheriff's Office says administrators notified them on Saturday about the images. Investigators say those photos have since been deleted, and they're working to determine if anyone will face charges. A local coffee shop community is reeling after a barista had her car broken into. Then a fundraiser meant to help her was also targeted by a thief. Blair Best brought us a preview at 5 o'clock yesterday. Now, here's her full story.
It was around 6 p.m. the Saturday after Thanksgiving when a barista at Sterling Coffee Roasters in Northwest Portland was closing up shop.
When they went out around the corner, they saw that 4 of their windows had been smashed.
Inside the car, a laptop, medication, and a camera, all stolen.
I mean, it was pretty shocking. I know that break-ins happen in Portland sometimes, but to have it happen so early in the day and to have so many windows smashed was pretty tragic. So
Courtney Baca runs Sterling Coffee and knew the impact this would have on her employee.
You know, as an entry-level employee in food service, they're kind of living paycheck to paycheck. It's still definitely a big hit to be out thousands of dollars to try and take care of your car.
In a GoFundMe, the employee says insurance won't cover the repairs, costing her more than $3,000. Those at the coffee shop held a fundraiser to help.
Tried to raise some money for them.
During that fundraiser,
things were going really well until an employee realized that a Louis Vuitton handbag she had borrowed from a friend of hers was missing.
This was a very special birthday gift treasure that I got this year, so I had not had it very long.
Also stolen from the event, a wallet and passport.
And to me, it's not just about the bag. Like, it is sentimental to me and it was expensive to me, but it's somebody coming in and taking from like baristas at a small local coffee shop. Like, that's why I want this person to not get away with it.
A police report has been filed, and the Portland Police Bureau tells KGW they are looking into the case. A spokesperson adds the Portland Police Bureau empathizes with the individuals involved in these incidents. Understandably, this is frustrating and unsettling.
That was pretty shocking. It was a little disheartening to realize that someone had come in on a night where we were trying to do some good.
I mean, that sounds like the plot of a movie or a TV show, and I wish it were that and not like reality.
Blair Best, KGW News.
Yeah, I hope they catch whoever's responsible. Coming up here at 5:30, holiday shipping just hit a new snag with a fleet of major cargo planes grounded. What that means for your packages and why even a day of delay could make all the difference. Matt?
All right, Christine, our ground is getting a chance to dry out a bit, at least here in Oregon, not so much in Washington. Still incredibly warm, 61 degrees. Not record warm, but way above average for the state. You can see on top of the radar, there's really not that much going on in Oregon. There is in Washington. We'll continue to dry out over the next few days, and we'll talk about the potential for mountain snow next week.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Welcome back. It's a busy time of year for shipping, but there could be delays for a tragic reason. After the deadly UPS plane crash in Kentucky, the FAA has grounded a number of larger planes that typically help transport packages. Adam Tuss reports.
Yeah, the MD-11 aircraft, as they're known, they're really the workhorses for companies like FedEx and UPS. They carry so much cargo, and the fact that they're on the ground means that these companies are having to scramble to find charter flights, and that could cause some major shipping issues. Well, the advice this year for holiday shopping: do not procrastinate. Derek Lossing is a supply chain expert with Cirrus Global Advisors. He details what this could mean for your orders.
And some of those packages that would be on those airplanes are now going into trucks. But now, instead of an airport worker handling that package, it's got to go to a ground hub. And maybe they didn't have the right staffing at the ground hub to handle those tens of thousands of packages that they thought were going to be at the airport.
A UPS sent us this statement saying, following the grounding of our MD-11 fleet, we have taken multiple steps to manage our network, including securing additional aircraft to augment our fleet. We also have consolidated flight routes to maximize air capacity, and we have reconfigured our ground network, adding additional capacity to move more packages. Anecdotally, a News 4 viewer tells us an order that he places all the time for candles hasn't been showing up on time like it normally does, and he wonders about the supply chain concerns. Our expert Derek tells us he doesn't expect major delays with shipping, but at this time of year, even a day or two could make all the difference.
For FedEx and UPS, this is their peak time of the year. So when you have 10% of your mainline fleet that effectively gets grounded weeks in advance, there's very little time to replace that capacity.
He says track your packages especially carefully this year. As for those grounded MD-11 aircraft, all of them now have to be inspected, and defects or repairs will have to be made before they can take to the skies again.
Okay, you know that music, right? It is time to take a live look at our toy box now as we work to fill it up for the KGW Great Toy Drive. That is also where our Tim Gordon is hanging out tonight. Hey, Tim, you got a friend.
Yeah, I do have a friend. This is Carpio. He's a squishmallow. I picked a different one than you did for me at 4 o'clock, but he's a little crabby. He's got some claws to prove it, but he's okay, and he's pretty impressed with the toy box. It's looking really good. But you know, this is really just a quarter of the toys that we've collected so far. During the Parade of Toys next week, we're going to see them all really come in here, and we'll get all the nonprofits bringing the other 3/4 of toys. But hey, it's not too late to give. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But some of the things we need right now are for babies and also teenagers. So things for babies like maybe some teething toys, different board games for babies, and maybe for teenagers, maybe it's some headphones or something like that. Carpio agrees with me. Those are the kind of toys we need right now. But we're going to tell you how you can give, and it's really not that hard. You know, if we go to the graphics, we'll tell you all about it. I got to step down and pick up my pieces of paper because I left them on the ground. Carpio actually dropped them on me, which wasn't very nice. So here's the deal, folks. It's really not that hard. All you have to do is give a cash donation. It's really the easiest way online. Just go to kgw.com and click Donate Cash, and it's just such a great way to give. Put in your amount, and we will be sure to do the shopping for you. Our elves will help out. Hey, it's a great week to give, too, because all this week, Great Clips is doubling donations. You can also drop off new unwrapped toys at one of our 2 collection events this weekend. The first is on Saturday at Cedar Hills Crossing from 11 to 2. And then the second is on Sunday at the Beaverton Hillsdale Highway, Fred Meyer. That's from 11 to 2 as well. And I'm actually going to be at the first one at Cedar Hills Crossing on Saturday. So if you want to come check us out, maybe I'll bring Carpio. I'm dropping stuff all over the place, Christine. I'm just losing it. But he's become my friend. He's a little less crabby now. And he says, give to the great KGW Toy Drive. It's so important, and the kids love it, and it's great to bring joy. And I will send the joy right back to you now before I get myself in trouble.
I can't resist Carpio. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Tim.
And who knew that Tim had ventriloquist skills?
I know.
Or maybe he doesn't.
And darn it, the crab pinchers weren't working.
I know, they weren't picking up all the
picking up the
things.
papers
Yeah.
that Tim said Carpio was dropping.
And then what did you have earlier?
Oh, Melly, the magical
Melon?
squishmallow unicorn.
What is it?
It's a squishmallow. I think
Squishmallow.
that's what they're
Okay.
called. I had a giant one.
Tons of great toys. And it's interesting because I never see the KGW elves until this time of year. They sort of come out of the woodwork,
Yeah.
which is great. Great to see them
Wait,
all running around collecting toys.
Who are, the KGW
The
elves in general.
In general.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
like, who here is a KGW elf?
They're all over
They're
the
all
place.
over.
Let's take you outside right now. It is a warm one. Doesn't feel very Christmassy at all at 61 degrees, which is amazing for this time of the year. Not a record, though. It's Portland's record today, 65. Salem's record today is 70. Look at these morning lows, though. 58, which was also yesterday's high. Unbelievable. Also not a record for the warmest overnight lows. That is in the 60s for this date, and then in the 40s yesterday and tomorrow. But today, not a record, but still incredibly warm. Think about that 58. The average high this date is like 47. So we're way above the average high with our morning low. That's how mild the air mass is. And it has dried out a bit. There's still showers over the Coast Range and the Cascades in western Washington, still getting hit hard. The Cascades and the Olympic Mountains here. There's a break over the lowlands around Puget Sound as the rain shadow is kicked on in. 1/100th of an inch of rain in Portland. That's all we got. But look at Stampede Pass, 4.5 inches there in the last 24 hours. Now, the next 24 hours don't look all that wet in Oregon. We get a few scattered showers. Notice the solid green and yellow farther north as they get more rain tomorrow in Washington. But we dry out. This is tomorrow night, just a few scattered showers. And then on Friday and Saturday, it should be totally dry. That's a fog pattern on Saturday morning, so expect the morning murk to kick in, but I think we'll get some sun in the afternoon. Notice the east winds trying to push on through, and that would help to alleviate the fog, at least in the Portland area on Saturday. Tomorrow, have a few showers early, but another mild night. We'll drop down to, 55. Still really warm. It will stay below 60 tomorrow. I can't believe I'm talking about that here on the 10th of December, but that is the deal. Now, our atmospheric river has pushed well north into northern Washington and BC. It is beginning to get itself cut off, so that flow of deep tropical moisture will eventually end. But they got another 24 hours of heavy rain on the way there. We will not get heavy rain, just barely any rain. In fact, no rain as you go south down the valley until Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday begins to add up, and there is the chance that we see a shift towards a colder pattern. Now, I say chance because this is not a sure thing. This model has been teasing this several times now over the last couple of weeks, and none of it has worked out. This one lasting a little bit longer, potentially, which would be a good snow pattern for the Cascades. But again, not a guarantee it'll go down that way. But if it does, we could end up with 20, 30 inches of snow in the Cascades over a 3 to 5 day period. We'll keep our fingers crossed for that. 62 is our high in Portland today. Over in Pendleton, 68. Roseburg, 67. Again, no records, but still really warm for this time of the year, which it is right now at 61 degrees. On the coast, a little bit breezy tonight, but then the winds will lighten up tomorrow, and there'll be scattered showers, but no heavy rain. In the valleys, up north, a few showers. Down south of roughly Albany, partly sunny and still around 60 in Corvallis, 59 in McMinnville and in Salem. Up in the Cascades, rain showers, still windy, still gusts to 40, snow level still up around 8,000 feet and temperature still in the 40s. Central and eastern Oregon, mostly cloudy and windy for the northern sections, but lots of sun south. Some gusts of about 35 tonight and tomorrow morning. Then the winds will back off. Same pattern for the gorge, still windy tonight, but the winds will back off tomorrow. For Portland, just a few scattered showers, high of about 58, low of 55. So we really don't move the needle much with the thermometer. And then we see dry weather for Friday and Saturday, showers on Sunday, and then rain sets in after that, but that will not be atmospheric river, not flood-inducing rain, just kind of your average garden variety December rain.
Yeah, hard to believe we're this close to 60 this time of year.
We're over 60. It's amazing. It really is.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt. Still ahead, in a global first, Australia bans social media for kids. What experts say it could mean for parents and their families in the United States. Stay with us.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Welcome back. Australia is getting worldwide attention for its efforts to ban social media accounts for kids younger than 16. While many are watching closely to see how this plays out, Amy Kiley reports on what experts say American parents can learn in the meantime.
We do know that kids need limits.
Today, Australia is banning children under 16 from using social media. The new law is the first of its kind in the world.
We're all addicted to these things.
It applies to Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Kik, Reddit, Twitch, and X. The tech industry disagrees that the ban makes kids safer, but the companies say they will implement it with age verification technology. Critics argue the law hurts democracy and free speech.
Taking away how we communicate to the world, this is how we do it. It's the modern day. It's social media.
For U.S. parents, some experts see it as an opportunity. They say talking to kids about social media is important and say the ban could be a conversation starter.
It's about helping teenagers find self-regulation, find balance, use social media appropriately.
Experts say parents should remember social media has both pros and cons. For some young people, it's an important way to feel connected. But
we know that excessive use of social media can be very bad for your mental health. And we know that people that are at risk for anxiety and depression, that social media can contribute to this.
Some critics of social media companies say the ban should be a wake-up call.
The inability in our country to regulate and do something about it has led other countries to say, these are mostly American, U.S. companies. That's enough of this.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Hey, check this out. A high-fiving gorilla has won the top prize in this year's Nikon Comedy Wildlife Awards. A British photographer, Mark Methcone, captured the image. Organizers said this was a record-breaking year for the annual contest. It got more than 10,000 entries from 109 countries. Wow. And listen to this, archaeologists say they have proof of the earliest known case where human beings started and controlled fires. Researchers say heat-shattered flint axes and 2 pieces of a stone that were used for creating sparks were found at a site in eastern England. These artifacts are 350,000 years older than other fire-related items previously found at another site in northern France. Archaeologists say the tools prove that these early people, who were likely Neanderthals, had the ability to start and stoke the flames. Wow. Prior to that, some humans may have harnessed fire from lightning strikes and other natural causes. Amazing stuff. Stay with us because we have another full hour of news coming up in just 2 minutes. In the meantime, let's check out this view from our Vancouver Skycam. Your top stories are straight ahead.